We just opened up our first medical marijuana facility in August, so it's hopefully that will do well. I think people need that. I'm a big supporter of that.
Medical marijuana, I think, presented a logical argument. The second round with the recreational, I was a little concerned because I didn't think we could control it. We have a number of 15 that we're allowed to have, and we'll have all 15, I'm sure.
You know, I've been to some of the meetings. Some of them have been a little contentious. And, you know, the bottom line is we have to open 15 facilities. And so let's do it well and do it right.
The public has spoken. The public says, you know, we're spending way too much money criminalizing people on marijuana issues. Tax it, take some of that money and put it into rehab programs, put it in education programs.
There's already imposed in state legislation a 3% tax that on top of what the state has put on it. That goes back to the city or town. We are projecting, I think we put in this year alone $1 million into the budget for revenue to come to the city because of it.
Where that money goes, by the way, local options, that should go back into the community where that facility is. Okay, so, you know, that could help pay for, you know, after-school sports, and yes, there's the positive of that.
Under state law, the money has to go into the general account. It can't go into a dedicated account. But this year, the $1 million that we project has gone into Recreational Worcester, the after-school programs, and the Department of Public Health.
We're trying to find beds for people in rehab. Well, let's create a way to make it happen.
The point is, it's here now, and I want to make sure that there are safeguards being taken to prevent our young children getting access to it.
In medical marijuana, I understand the purpose for it. Recreational marijuana, you know, one thing is certain, that until the age of 25, the developing brain is affected negatively by marijuana. So I look at it as a revenue stream that's somewhat blinded some people as to the medical and community impact in a negative way.
Once the train has left the station, to use that metaphor, the whole cannabis issue is there. We need to teach responsibility because they're going to be held at the same levels of responsibility as alcohol.
Just like drinking, which is still a drug and still abused, that people aren't going to follow the rules. They're not. I know they're going to get in their car and take a little, I don't know what they call those little chewable jelly things. Those smoke, or, you know, vaping. The vaping thing is really a concern right now.
I really wanted the federal government to get involved, the FDA to be able to test the quality and contents of the active ingredients and sell it through pharmacies. It's not happening.
The proponents of medical marijuana, recreational, legal medical marijuana, you know, threw out there the whole notion that there's a black market out there of illegal marijuana sales, which will disappear with legalizing marijuana. There's already a 23% tax on that marijuana.
Plus there's operating costs, et cetera, et cetera. You can also grow your own. My question to the people that are going into this business, why would I pay extra for yours?
When the regulations call for a diluted version of what many people smoke, I simply don't see a lot of people buying a weaker brand and more expensive brand of marijuana at the legal stores, and I fear it's not only going to not slow down the illegal sales of marijuana, it's going to increase it.
The more we tax, the more likely people are going to not give up their normal drug dealer because it's going to be cheaper.
I have mixed feelings about the tax. On one hand, if you're going to make it legal, which the state did, you might as well get as much tax resources out of it. But I don't want to be a hypocrite. I think we're going to wind up taking a greater toll on society, which can't be calculated by being blind to the negative effects.
We owe our kids their future, and we need to be protectors.